Greetings, friends. Reformed Stoic. Back for the first video in a while. Drinking some of my lemon balm elderberry tea. I got one beer that's in the fridge. It's been in there for a while. I was almost tempted to go crack that. But I got a big leg day tomorrow. A big set of 20 squats. Maybe tomorrow I'll crack it. So there's a video that I was thinking about making because I've been watching this guy, like, what is it, D. Warren Ote. What you said? This guy who shotguns beers and cooks food on his mini grill. And it just got me thinking, oh man, I haven't shotgunned a beer in a minute. That's what I used to do with the bros. Both in my hometown and in Boston. I got a lot of memories shotgunning beers in Boston. It just got me thinking of the old days, back when I was partying. I've definitely honed in on a lot of the negatives of those times. Like how drinking all the time really isn't good for you. And it's just a sign of how lost somebody is like when they're thinking about going to therapy, getting on antidepressants, and they're drinking every single day. If that's you, you got to quit drinking. On some level, all of my like depression kind of stuff cleared up when I stopped drinking. But at the same time, my quality of life went down. It's like I could never find that happy medium to where it's like, you know, I had a social circle and friends in the East Coast, but the drinking was a part of that. The excessive daily drinking and drug dabbling was a part of that. And it's like the only time I've ever had friends in my adult life is when there's drinking and drugs and partying. And it seems like it was better for my mental well-being to stop the drinking and drugs and partying. But I haven't really figured out how to replace the social aspect. But anyway, so then somebody from my hometown died. I caught wind of this a couple of days ago. It's been over a month since he died. But, you know, I was just scrolling through Facebook, and this guy's picture pops up, and it says, celebrate the life of this guy. And before I'm able to, like, read all of that, I'm like, you just know. You know when you see the picture, and you read this, and it's like, celebrate the life. It's like, celebrate the life to 2025. Oh shit, this guy died, bro. And this is a big one. Like, I've come to realize, you know, through my 20s that a lot of people from my town die, but I think it's kind of just part of growing up is that, you know, some people die. Yikes. But yeah, this guy, I've told stories about this guy on my channel. I've talked about this guy on my live streams. This guy was a big part of my life. As of yet, this is definitely the person that I was closest to who's died so far in my life, I'd say. And we hadn't talked in a long time. When I was in Kodiak going through all my bullshit, I sent this guy a very frantic message on Instagram. And I sent him a text when I was in Vegas. I texted him some bullshit. I was like, dude, I'm fucking high IQ and like I'm getting stalked by the FBI and shit. And he's like, dang, dude, that's crazy. And I said something about how maybe I'm going to be in Kodiak. And we had a short back and forth, but I was in a really weird place, obviously, and I was saying weird shit to people. So when I hit him up in Kodiak on Instagram, it's like, dude, fuck all that shit people are saying, man. People don't get what's going on. I just sent him, I couldn't just be like, hey, what's up? I kind of assumed that he'd heard a bunch of gossip about me, which he probably had. And he didn't respond. He didn't respond to what I said on Instagram, but you know what? That's probably for the best. Sometimes people got their own shit to deal with, and, seeing that. That's so crazy, You're out there living your life and you don't realize, like, you're going to die soon. I don't know the details about his death, and, I wouldn't want anybody to accuse me of, like, oh, you're being disrespectful and this guy died, and people are going to act like I don't have a right to talk about this guy. This guy was a fucking real one. And, yeah, like, when I'm reminiscing on the past, he comes up in my videos. Anybody who watched my video, I'm like learning, I'm evolving to become more isolated. That video, the story about the guy who put me in a headlock when he was in a cast, that's him. That is him. When I'm talking about like the craziest parties I've ever been to, the craziest shit, oh dude, this guy put me in a headlock when he was in a cast, and usually I beat him. This is like the one time he beat me. This guy was like, it's time to put a box in somebody's fucking head, and he put a box on my friend's head, and then my friend punched him, and then he got a little bit like, why'd you hit me, dude? I have so many stories about this guy, man, and he definitely represents that part of my life, like that adventurous high school partying part of my life, and he was there when I came back. First couple of years from Boston up until 2013, all the times I came back, I usually saw him. He's the guy that got me the job on the first boat that I worked on, that I quit. He lent me $500 once, and I paid him back. There's other people that I haven't paid back. Maybe I'll get around to that someday. Sometimes when people don't want to talk to you, that's kind of the benefit of it. Like somebody that I owe money to, like, doesn't want to talk to me. It's like, perfect, dude. Well, have a good one. Just so many stories with this guy, man. A friend of mine was like hitting on a girl at the bar all night, buying her drinks, talking to her, and this guy just swoops in at the end of the night. Hey, I'm getting out of here, so you coming with me or what? And this guy was like tall, drunk, obnoxious, loud. Me and him definitely used to wrestle around. We were in weight training class together, and when we'd wrestle at parties, we were usually dead even. He was bigger than me. This guy's like 6 foot, 6'2", more like 190, 200 pounds. But, he's kind of like a clumsy guy, and I'm like a try-hard manlet. And as time went on, I definitely started to get the better of him, but it was friendly, like we worked out together. Weight training was hardcore. That whole year of weight training, like, we were definitely kind of chilling in that class. Being training partners and stuff, that kind of stuff, will make lifelong bonds. And he had a big truck. He dated a little Asian girl that he towered over in high school. And I spent a lot of fucking time getting drunk and stupid with that dude. He visited in Boston. You know what's crazy is four of my friends, one guy ended shitty. 4 of my friends from Kodiak visited all my metal musician friends in Boston. He was one of them. And then this other guy also died. 2 of the 4 people who visited me in Boston died. That's how crazy the death roulette is in my hometown, man. And like, yeah, I'm from Kodiak, Alaska. That's the deadliest catch. That's Kodiak king crab fishing, which, as far as I know, that shit's been kind of like on the way out. I mean, I don't know, dude. I remember hearing that those fuckers were just straight up fished out of the sea at this point. That's what my dad did, king crab fishing. But yeah, pot caughting, salmon seining, there's other kinds of crab, dungees, and it's a dangerous line of work. I don't know the details of his death. All I know is that he died suddenly. When I know about this guy, he likes to party. I remember one time I was talking to him and he said he was off booze. But, people go round and round in those circles. Yeah, I stayed off booze, but I don't have any friends, so that makes it easy. This guy ended up being the life of the party. And the one story I will tell about this guy, the one complete story that I feel is very relevant, he had a beef in high school, and that guy that he had a beef with is also dead and died like a long time ago now. apparently he was busted at a party before I was even partying. So he must have been like a freshman or a sophomore. I'm a year older. So I would have been like a sophomore or a junior. I think this was like some party maybe near the end of my sophomore year, like a little bit before I started to party. But he got busted at a party and he had to talk to the cops, and apparently he narked, bro. He narked to the cops. And this guy was like, yo, fuck this narc, dude. And it was this big deal. Like, he was canceled in high school. And, you know, the guy who canceled him was like, he was one of those, like, I know a guy who's 5'7", but he slays with women. He was one of those guys. He was like 5'7", he could do 20 pull-ups, he had like dreamy hair and hunted and shit, and he did fine with women, even though he was short. So, and I've talked in my videos before about how there was like kind of like the cool kid parties, where there would be like all the hot girls would be there, and then there was kind of like the nerd parties where it was like a bunch of nerdy guys like being nutty and getting drunk. And I was kind of like going to both at the same time. And what I realized when I started partying my junior year, it's like, you know, I kind of like the nerdy parties, dude, because people at the cool parties are like trying to make me feel like I'm not good enough to be there. Maybe I'm going to get clowned on by some wrestler or some shit. So I liked the nerdy parties. And because this guy was kind of like exiled from the cool parties because, oh, it's that fucking narc, I don't want to see him there. He was kind of like the king of the nerdy parties. But he had his big ass truck, and he had his girlfriend, and his girlfriend would bring her friends, and those parties started to be lit a lot because of him. And he'd throw parties at his house too. But what happened is we would just start going to like the cool parties, and that guy would be like, hey, I thought I said I didn't want to see this fucking narc here. And my homie, both these guys are dead now. Both of these guys were kind of my homies at one point. Actually, interestingly, the other guy, he talks some shit to me on Facebook, like, dude, you better never come back here, man, because blah, blah, blah. He fucking died. Like, that was the last time I talked to him, the other guy. But he'd see him at the party, and basically this other guy was taller and bigger and would just start winning the fights. You know, they'd have to get in fights at these parties, and this guy would just start winning every time because the other guy was a manlet. And now keep in mind, I'm a manlet too, and you know, I put it on you, buddy. I put it on you a couple of times. You almost had me a couple of times, but God bless, man. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So yeah, that was kind of like his origin stories. And you know, he used to be a little bit more timid, but he started getting like bigger and taller and louder and drunker. And this guy who was trying to like gatekeep him and act like he wasn't cool enough because he narked, he would just kick his ass every time they were at a party. And then that was that. And then eventually they kind of squashed it. And then that was kind of the beginning of like the cool parties and the nerd parties kind of like becoming one. And man, before I realized that this guy had died, I just wanted to make some sort of a video reminiscing on the past. Talking about how I used to shotgun beers, and you know, one time in Boston we made a shake with like shrooms and orange juice, and we were all on the porch, and people were like, are you freaking out, dude? Are you freaking? I think I'm gonna freak out, dude. And people didn't know that I was legit like freaking out. They were joking around with the neighbors. Are you freaking out? Dude, I'm freaking out, dude. Are you freaking out, bro? And then I like threw up. And it's like, oh shit, Jake's actually freaking out. And then I had to go lay on the couch, and I was staring at the ceiling and looking at the shadows. And then later that night, my little posse in Boston, there must have been 4 or 5 of us. We almost got in a fight with like these 2 Indian guys. They were like leaning up against this restaurant. They're like, what are you looking at, you fucking pussies? And we were all tripping balls on shrooms. I was like, what am I looking at? I don't know, what are you looking at, bro? Who gives a fuck what I'm looking at? And we just start talking this mad shit when we're all messed up on shrooms. And we probably legit scared these guys. I mean, ultimately, there was more of us than there was of them, but that was just kind of a funny moment because we were really messed up. And it's like, hey boys, who wants to get their pretty little teeth knocked all over the sidewalk tonight? It's like, and if you get through him, you better watch out because I'm even fucking meaner. I'm even meaner. Like, we were just talking mad dude bro shit, and that was kind of funny. But I was already thinking about the past, boys. Watching this guy, what you said, Otay, watching this guy shotgun beers. He does it with the Boilermakers. Dude, he puts like a little bottle of Jack in the top and then shotguns the whole thing. I'm like, oh, dude, how have I never tried that? How have I never tried that? And then I realized that this guy's dead, man, and I was hitting him up, and Kodiak, he was one of the two people I hit up who just didn't even respond to me, dude. Because I was full on getting canceled. One of the guys, one of the brothers that I had the problems with, I texted him when I was all fucked up when I had COVID, and it was just like, dude, my life is super messed up, man. Like, I'm sorry, bro. And he was inviting, he's like, dude, if you want to come to the bar and like have a drink sometime. I think he wanted to jump me, though. I think he was just saying that to lure me out and jump me, dude. Yeah, so that's already like a lot of ranting and raving, man. That's already a lot of ranting and raving. But yeah, it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind these last few days. I've been really quiet since I released that last song. Let's just say I got my hands on some edibles, gave it a shot, lasted me 3 days. Same kind of shit. Definitely the cleanest high, like overall. If I want to just chill out for a few days, that's something I can do. But yeah, eventually it just makes me want to sleep. Same kind of thing. I don't read at all. It's hard for me to like even do anything. Like, it just kind of clears my mind and just makes time go by. And overall, sobriety is for me. But I do feel like at some point, maybe I'll pick up a 6-pack, at least shotgun like one beer. I think I'll mess around with a tiny bit of drinking this summer. I'll probably regret it, but just once so I can say I did. So this guy was 32. He was 32. His 33rd birthday probably was going to be at some point this year because we're a year apart. I'm 34. What does it tell you, man? And I feel like some of the insights I have are offensive because it's like in my hometown, it's like you got to do what you're supposed to do. You got to man up. There's a lot of pressure to fish in my hometown. And this guy he was like one of the top level fishing guys. And I'm not going to say it's fishing that killed him. I don't know what killed him. It's just, it was sudden. It might be disrespectful for me to sit here and speculate. It's like, well, I know this guy had kind of messed around with some shit in the past, and I mean, something that's sudden that could take you out is like a fentanyl overdose, and I know people that shit has taken before, and it's sad, man. And I made a video on Kodiak a couple of years ago now. The real ones keep dying. I just, like, a lot of real ones are dead. A lot of good people are dead. Add one to the list, bro. Add one to the list. This guy would give you shit, but it was kind of wholesome. He just seemed like he was really about the good time. A lot of times when people in Kodiak are trying to tell me, like, dude, you're taking things too serious. People are just fucking with you, bro. That's how it was with him. He was just fucking with me. Other people, especially what's been revealed over time, no, they genuinely like wanted me out of the game. They genuinely wanted me to have low self-esteem. They genuinely like had a problem with me. They were genuinely trying to make me look bad. That's a thing, and it's funny how a bunch of fucking narcissists will try to act like it's not a thing. Like, oh, dude, nobody thinks about you, bro. That is like the narcissist opening theme song, dude. If Narcissism was a TV show, that theme song that you'd hear starting up is like, nobody thinks about you, bro. It's like, dude, everybody's just way too caught up thinking about themselves, dude. Nobody ever even thinks about you, bro. Like, people don't even notice. It's like, dude, everybody who says that is a narcissist. Just so you know, we can debate it. You can be like, oh, no, dude, one time I said this. Like, no, dude, everybody who says that is a narcissist. They want you to think that we live in this world where nobody ever spends time being butt mad about somebody else. Nobody ever like actually wants to hurt somebody's reputation. Nobody ever gossips. It's like, no, dude. Actually, in reality, you were butt mad and you were seething, and your demonic little brain was trying to like concoct secret little evil plans to make me love myself less, make me feel less comfortable being in our social groups, and basically to inevitably result in me not being part of the group anymore, which it worked out for a lot of people. But yeah, it's awkward. It's like, what does somebody who I'm trying to be respectful to their privacy's death mean for me? What does it mean for me? This guy died at 32 years old. On one hand, he did what you're supposed to do. You know, he manned up and fished, and he was good at it, and he was a Chad. This guy was a Chad. He ended up getting more than his fair share of women. Really sad. It sounds like his baby was born like a month before he died. A childhood friend that I grew up with, his dad died on his first birthday. And it's just crazy to think, wow, now I'm an adult. And now, instead of my childhood friend's dad being the one who died, now it's my childhood friend who died when he had a young child. And ultimately, when somebody who was close to you dies, when somebody who you know really well died, it really gets you thinking, man. It's almost like a little acid trip or something. I mean, not really. It's more productive. It's more like you get thinking. You get thinking about life, and what it means for me is like, you know what, man? The people that were like good friends, like this other guy who visited me in Boston, the little dude who gave my roommate a pot brownie and hit it off with him, that guy was a real one. I actually worked with him on the second boat that I worked on. And then this guy who died was a real one. It's like the people in my group of friends who are even worth like trying to rekindle a friendship with are fucking dead. And it's like, it's a bunch of side characters. That's what I was always saying, dude. The people who canceled me in my hometown, they were like side characters. And I hate being that guy who tries to like hold it against somebody like what they were in high school. But when they're really nasty, it's like, dude, you didn't even fucking hang out with us in high school, man. Like, I was a part of this fucking circle before you were. You were like an insecure dork playing video games, and now you're the one who's like blasting me on Facebook trying to get everybody not to fucking like me. And like, oh, it worked. You got your way. Dude, those are the only people left in the friend group, bro. Like the real fucking lions, the real ones who were just like actually in shape and alpha and like actually got it in and like fucking slayed fish and made a lot of money, dude, they're... Only the good die young. Only the good die young, bro. And I'm still in this game. No, I don't have survivor's remorse because I had really separated myself from that group, dude. And as time goes on, I don't want to be like in competition with anybody. Like some underhanded checking in on people from the past and being like, oh, I hope your life sucks so I can get even with you. But I catch wind of these things and it's like, you know what, bro? There was something magical about those times way back in high school, you know, before you fucking grow up. Because growing up is ugly, man. And it's just sad. Like, I don't want to use this as yet another opportunity to complain about women, but it's like, I had to go try to find something. Because there wasn't enough girls in my hometown. The same 4 or 5 fucking assholes fucked all the girls. And I didn't want to be one of those guys who, like, marries some fucking used up chick, dude. What I've noticed is that the guys who have their fair share, they don't really seem to mind marrying a used up chick, you know, because they're also used up. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but if you bang a bunch of girls, you might not be it might not be a big deal to you to marry a girl who banged a bunch of guys. Anyway, that kind of came out of nowhere. We're at a T, so that means it's about time to wrap it up. But it made me realize, guys, that like I've come this far, and I just got to keep going, dude. Because the few gems in the circle, it's like, hey, this guy's kind of a real one. Like underneath the shotgun beers, underneath the talking shit, underneath the like trying to be a cool party dude, bro. This guy's actually kind of a homie. We actually kind of have sort of a bond. And I'm telling you, like I'm saying, all these young guys, you got to do sports, you got to do coordinated activities. Me and this guy who recently died, we were in weight training together. We worked out hard every day. I watched him get in fucking shape. He watched me get in like better shape than I was already in. We went and saw Lamb of God when he came to Boston. He fucking bought me tickets to Lamb of God. I can't remember if he bought me tickets or not, but he bought Patron. He was giving me and this talent buyer guy shots of Patron, and he was being a hoot, dude. He was yelling at this guy in a cab. He wanted to like rip this guy out of a cab, and I was just like, I was worried he was gonna piss off my roommates. He said some funny shit in front of my roommates, but it was actually this other guy who really made an ass of himself in front of my roommates, and he's the one who fucking canceled me on Facebook. Buddy, it's fucked up how it all worked out, man, but I'm sure now in the great beyond, you've got a peek into my life, and you've seen that it's not really that great, and it's all good that you didn't hit me up in Kodiak, man, when I sent you that message, because that was a bunch of shit. You got your own life going, you got your own problems, and then here comes me out of nowhere. Oh, I'm a genius, and the FBI is attacking me, and dude, I know that, like, people said I sang the N-word song, and I know that I said the shit about natives, but dude, it's all good, bro. It's just like, you know what, dude, I don't have time for that right now. I don't know what to do with that right now. I'm just gonna let it go. I chased my dreams into the flames. Now, circumstance has resulted in me visiting my hometown for 3 years again, having absolutely crazy fucking times there, not good times. And our class, the classes around us, you know, me senior, you junior, or the seniors above me, but mainly like my class was the cap. Like my class being seniors, and the juniors, sophomores, even the freshmen, we were nutty, dude. Like, I think I've talked to some people from different classes in Kodiak. They're like, "Oh, dude, you're from the class of '09, bro. You guys were like a legendary party class." And I think a lot of people, men in particular, are carrying some demons from my class, bro. And it sounds shitty to talk about on the internet, and that's what I do. I come on the internet and I make people cringe, and people thought they could ruin my life because I'm not afraid to talk about shit like this, bro. Like, a lot of guys in Kodiak, they don't want to tell people, like, oh, I'm depressed because I can't get a girl, or like, I really needed to get laid this summer and it didn't happen, or I was about to bang this girl and somebody else banged her. And a lot of guys, you know, they got too much pride. They don't want to talk about that shit. So they cover it up with something else, dude. They deal with it in different ways. I think maybe a lot of guys in my hometown who have struggled with substances and drugs, they might be carrying some of these demons that I'm carrying, bro. And I dealt with it by talking about it on camera. Which some people think, oh, maybe in the long run that wasn't a good thing. I don't know. And like I said, it's weird to like try to, like, what's a sign when your friend dies like this? It's like, I'm this far, I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, I don't want to blame fishing for his death. I don't know how he died. It just said he died suddenly. But the lifestyle that he was living, the fishing lifestyle, it just takes a lot. It just takes people, bro. It takes people, man. It could result in a suicide from hard times in general. It could result in drug addiction, which could result in death. It's a hard way of life. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, the life in Kodiak, Alaska is a hard way of life. Even if you live there and you do something else, this fucking alpha male pissing contest that guys got to be a part of. And here's me, Mr. Sensitive, fucking, oh, we're all in our safe space. Like, here's me who lived in the fancy pants city and is making a video talking about how there's toxic masculinity in Kodiak. It's a big fucking ego pissing contest. And guess what? This guy who just died, he was fucking winning. He was winning the contest, dude. Little fucking betas like me fucked off because he fucked all the women and I couldn't get any. He died at 32 years old, bro. He died at 32 years old, and the more I think about it, it's like, wow, this guy was funny as fuck. A lot of people wanted to be like this guy. He was a good friend. He gave me some shit, but he wanted good things for me. He told me in Boston, it's like, dude, why are you like bringing up these girls from the past, man? Like, you're in this fucking house in Boston. You're playing with these cool bands. You're doing something cool over here, man. Like, who fucking cares about Tina or Vanessa, or who cares about these girls, bro? Like, move the fuck on, pussy. You're doing something cool. He said that to me. He's like, bro, and like, cut the weed shit. When you're at a party, don't take a big bong rip and go hang out with all the stoners with their stupid bandanas and shit. I mean, dude, he swore a ton. He had a mouth like a sailor. He was hilarious. Like, what's this fucking bullshit, bro? Like, just, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to do the impression of this guy. Like, don't be a sleepy time bitch. He just said a lot of funny shit. It's not gonna be that funny if I try to do it. He was hilarious. Somebody like him, because I said I was kind of a bridge between friend groups. I had a lot of friends in the nerdy group, and I had friends in the cool group. And I was kind of a bridge between people. I feel like he was kind of a bridge between people. Because then he fucking grew up to be, like, cooler than me, and then he could kind of be a bridge. He got me that job, which I fucking blew it. I mean, what else is there to say, guys? Life just keeps going. A lot of time has passed. The conclusion that I keep trying to circle around to and end the video. This guy died. What do I think that means in terms of where I'm at in life? It's like, I don't want it to sound snobby. Like, I know what I want to say, but it's like, you made the right choice. You made the right choice. It's sad that, like, I couldn't try to chase this big dream and then also go back to my hometown. Like, it fell apart. A lot of it being my fault. I took the nuclear option. There was actually a single mom in Kodiak who I was messaging a lot back in, like, 2015. And I was saying something about maybe moving back there. I hit her up last time I was in Kodiak. That ship had sailed. That ship had sailed, but she had a bunch of tattoos, and it sounds like now, like, she doesn't want to date anybody. She's some bitter single mother. She got knocked up by a Chad when she was like 18. He fucking left right away. I maybe would have been able to secure that way back in 2015. All the ships have left, boys. All the ships have left port. The past is just, nope. I can't hit any of these girls up from 5 years ago. They're not interested. Their reputation's ruined. But the real ones are dead, man. And I know a lot of people in Kodiak got their own problems. You got your own demons. Obviously, I got my own problems and my own demons. I wish you guys the best, man. I wish everybody the best. I'm sorry that things went the way they did. When people like this die, and it's like, bro, I wish I would have hung out with him in Kodiak last time I was there. I wish we would have drank some more. I wish we would have wrestled again. I wish he would have fucking called me a pussy and drank beers and played beer pong. And there was good times. There was good times, man. Like I said, I focused on the negative times, how drinking made me depressed, how I didn't get laid, and all that bullshit. But you know what? It started by seeing this guy shotgunning the beers. Like, oh, I used to shotgun beers. I used to have friends. We had fun. We had fun, dude. We got the big cases of Rolling Rock, shotgunning cheap beers. Maybe I'd fucking blow it with a girl, but I was still there with the homies. We're still drinking, and I've experienced good friendships in my life. People come and go, things change, and you know what, buddy? You were a good friend. I saw this guy going fucking hard. He's talking about moshing for Lamb of God. He's like, dude, it's kind of like when you're pushing these big totes of fish. Like, I found I could just push these fuckers so hard. This guy was he was a real one. He was people's spirit animal. He was the guy that other people wanted to be. He was a Chad. He was one of the true few. He's one of that top 10% that everybody's always bitching about. And he'd come right up to me like, hey, sleepy time, bitch. Oh, what's the matter? You fell asleep and to get the pussy? Yeah, it fell on my lap because you're a bitch. Sleepy time, bitch. Here's a beer on your fucking head. You feel better now? No, because you're a fucking bitch. That's the best I got. It's the best I got, boys. I go any fucking longer, I'm going to shed a tear for this motherfucker. So I think I'm going to drink that one beer I got in the fridge tomorrow. I don't know how long bottled beer lasts. But I think I'm going to toss a few down this summer. It's stupid because I just ran a 26:48 5K. Like, dude, I don't know how I'm doing it. My weight's not going down. I'd like to see myself get leaner, but the numbers keep going up on the weights. The numbers keep going down on the running. Injuries feeling good. Everything's going good, man. Everything's going good in my life. It's not quite where I want to be though yet, but I'm working on some things, and God bless you to this guy's family, and to anybody who catches wind of this video, bros. It just is what it is. I hope everybody's doing okay. And live streams will be back in May. God bless you, my friends. Until next time. Peace out.